So I was thinking about how most people hate poetry, um, even though we all listen to it all the time in the form of, pop music or rap or whatever we're into, um, and how, particularly in the case of rap, the usually fairly rigid rules of poetry are very open, which led down this weird rabbit hole of thought about modernism and postmodernism in literary disciplines. And so I then started to think about the classic, not classic, the mainly in terms of pre-modern or pre-modernist poetry styles. The one I kept going back to was the ballad, the literary ballad, because I've never been able to forget that the structure is so rigid in that format. Many formats are rigid, but this one particular has this odd quirk that because of the nature of its structure, when a piece adheres to that, it means that it's somewhat transposable into another piece that also adheres to that same rigid structure, which is the same for so many literary disciplines. It's not even funny. But in the specific case of the literary ballad, it means that you can do things like sing the Australian national anthem to the tune of Gilligan's Island, because they're both literary ballads. And it goes... Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea, our home is girt by sea. And I know I started off this train of thought thinking about how people hate poetry and how rap music is poetry, but this is where my brain takes me.